When we went through the story, our study in Genesis, we learned about the rules of the road to help us when we read the Bible. One of those rules is that repeated words or phrases or topics are dominant themes that are important. Another one of those rules is that the Bible is a unified story that leads to Jesus. Well, the Bible is full of God's promises. Some have estimated that there are more than 7,000 promises from God in the Bible. Our God is a God of promises. He promises to help with temptation. He promises rest for the weary. He promises wisdom. He promises forgiveness. He promises care. He promises to meet our needs. The list goes on and on. We love the promises of God. However, the vast majority of these promises come with a premise that requires a condition of some kind before the promise comes to fruition. A most amazing promise to the Israelites was given in Deuteronomy 28, 3-14. Listen to this. Your towns and your fields will be blessed. Your children and your crops will be blessed. The offspring of your herds and flocks will be blessed. Your fruit baskets and breadboards will be blessed. Wherever you go and whatever you do, you will be blessed. The Lord will conquer your enemies when they attack you. They will attack you from one direction, but they will scatter from you in seven. The Lord will guarantee a blessing on everything you do and will fill your storehouses with grain. The Lord your God will bless you in the land he is giving you. The Lord will establish you as his holy people as he swore he would do. And all the nations of the world will see that you are a people claimed by the Lord, and they will stand in awe of you. The Lord will give you prosperity in the land he swore to your ancestors to give you, blessing you with many children, numerous livestock, and abundant crops. The Lord will send rain at the proper time from his rich treasury in the heavens, and will bless all the work you do. You will lend to many nations, but you will never need to borrow from them. The Lord will make you the head and not the tail, and you will always be on top and never at the bottom. But only if you obey the commands of the Lord your God and walk in his ways. As I shared on Sunday, Rick Warren, pastor emeritus at Saddleback Church in Orange County, once did a study of keywords in the Bible. He found that the word believe, which is obviously important, is used 272 times in the Bible. Pray is used 371 times. Love, another important word to be sure, is used 714 times in the Bible. But he found that the word give, which is the essence of generosity, is used 2,152 times. Why does the Bible give so much emphasis on giving? Is it because God wants our money, our time, our talents? No, he doesn't need them. However, he wants us to share the money, time, and talents he gives us with others. Of the 7,000 promises of God, the number one premise to his promises is for us to be generous or have generosity. Why? Because God is generous, as I shared in yesterday's devotional. Generosity is God's character. God is the giver of everything we have, everything we see, everything we hear, everything we touch. We would not be alive if it wasn't for God being generous towards us. The ability to live, to earn money, to have fun, and enjoy life is because of God's generosity. He gave it all to us. He gave us his son Jesus. But why is God generous? What motivates God to give us things, to be generous with us? It's because he loves us, obviously. God is generous because he loves us. And why does God want us to be generous? It's because God wants us to be like him, to be generous and to love others. God wants us to be generous because we love him and we love others. God wants us to show that we love him and that we love others just like he does. We cannot truly love unless we are generous. As I said in my sermon, if I say I love my wife and children, then I must be generous with them with my time, talent, and resources. If I'm not generous with them, then I don't truly love them. This type of love, God's love, does not depend on feelings alone. It is a love associated with action and commitment. If we truly love someone, we strive to be generous even when we don't feel like it. You may ask yourself, well, what if my daughter did something they shouldn't do? Why should I be generous with them? Why should I reward them? We need to learn to be generous, not just by giving things that people may want. We also need to be generous with our knowledge, wisdom, and strength. We need to learn to be generous with the godly qualities that will help them learn. We need to be generous with patience, loving correction, and guidance. We need to be generous with time to listen, time to teach, time to build deep relationship, time to lovingly discipline, time to rejoice, time to cry with them. Generosity is the heart of God. As we learn to be generous with our time, talent, and resources with others, we are learning more and more about God's true character.